standing here in front of this building, calling out and condemning all what is being perpetrated. We as Jewish people are even more disturbed and pained. We are embarrassed when all of this is being done, supposedly in our name. Our religion, the Jewish religion, is sadly being misused to justify all these crimes. But we say, shame, right? Shame! But we need to realize that the state of Israel, as was mentioned before, the state of Israel in no way represents world Jewry, and certainly doesn't represent the Jewish religion. According to Judaism, all of this is criminal. All of this is forbidden. This philosophy of building a sovereign homeland for Jews is contrary to basics of Jewish belief. Killing and stealing, oppressing an entire people. What we are witnessing for so long is not just a violation of international law. This is a true violation of Judaism, and we should stand up and condemn it and stop it. So, how sad when we hear, just in these days, when American politicians stand up and say that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. This doesn't make any sense. We just need to realize how different Judaism is from Zionism, and how the state of Israel does not represent us. We need to remember that Jewish people lived in peace in Muslim countries, and Palestine was a beautiful example, and we appreciate that. We appreciate the love that is being extended here today to the Jewish people, and that we as Jewish people experience in every place where we go when we meet Muslims, whether it's in the West or in the East or in Africa. I do this already for decades. I meet so many political leaders, governmental leaders, religious leaders, ordinary people from one end of the world to the other. We visited Gaza after the beginning of the siege. Not even once, not even one individual will say to us a bad word. This is what we appreciate as Jewish people. This is what we as Americans should realize and wake up, that Palestine is not the enemy of the Jewish people, neither the enemy of the United States of America. Palestine is here to stand up for their deserved rights, and we should encourage that, and we should stand up for humanity, and we should stand up for justice, and we should stand up for the Jewish people, because this occupation is not only a Nakba, a catastrophe for Palestine. This is a danger for the Jewish people as well. When the Zionist propaganda conflates Judaism with Zionism, when we hear politicians saying that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitic, guess what that message gives? This is a message that all Jews are accountable to these crimes committed, which are against our will. We don't agree to that, we don't support it, and we condemn it in the strongest terms. Yes, certainly we are standing here for a ceasefire. Certainly we desperately need a ceasefire today, but a ceasefire is way not enough. We need an end to this entire occupation, because if we want to see safety and security for all, we need to realize what is the root cause to this conflict. The root cause is not the difference of religions. We had a difference of religions for the longest time, and this was not the cause for conflict. It is the brutal occupation of Palestine, this unjust occupation, this anti-Jewish state of Israel, which is sadly causing this endless river of bloodshed where everyone suffers. We need to end this occupation in its entirety. We hope, we pray to God that this stops peacefully with no more suffering of anyone. And at that time, we hope to be able to see that beautiful peace that did exist in Palestine. Let's hope we see this in the future, soon in our days, inshallah, God willing. Thank you very much. My name is Rabbi Dovid Feldman from Neturei Karta International. We are standing here in Washington, D.C. in front of the Israeli embassy here, and we are outraged to what we are seeing this morning, this elevation, this escalation of this genocide taking place in Gaza. So many innocent men, women and children are being mass murdered in the last couple of weeks. But this is not only these couple of weeks, this is just a continuation of this brutal occupation of Palestine going on over 75 years. We as human beings are disturbed or pained when all of this is taking place in front of our eyes. And as Jewish people, we are even way more pained because we are embarrassed when all of this is being done supposedly in our name, and our religion, the Jewish religion, is sadly being misused to justify all these crimes. We say no. The masses of Jewish people worldwide condemn these actions, these criminal actions of the state of Israel, and the Jewish religion in no way condones these violence. We have to be very clear. What is the root cause to this problem? If we want to see a better future, we have to realize what the root cause of the problem is. The problem is not the difference of religions. We had differences of religion for the longest time, and we lived in peace in Palestine. We lived in peace in other Muslim countries. We have to realize that anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism, because Zionism is not Judaism, and the Jewish people the state of Israel does not represent the Jewish people. It is the brutal occupation of Palestine. It is the illegal occupation of Palestine. It's this anti-Jewish movement of Zionism which is causing this endless cycle of bloodshed that we are witnessing already for decades, where everybody suffers and everyone is in danger. In order to see a better future, we have to stop this occupation in its entirety. We hope that this stops in peacefully, with no more suffering of anyone. And at that time we hope to be able to see once again the beautiful peace that did exist in Palestine. We hope that this will be the future.
What's the message for U.S. government support Israel? What's your message?
We say to the politicians in the United States, first of all, they have to realize that anti-Zionism is not anti-Semitism. It is not wrong to speak up against the occupation of Palestine. It is not wrong to condemn Israel. It is a just cause. We have to stop this occupation. We have to stop these crimes for the sake of everyone. Obviously, we have to stop this occupation in order to bring justice to these decades-long oppressed people of Palestine. But in order to bring security for the Jewish people, we also have to stop this occupation, because this is tragic, catastrophic, and dangerous to all.
And I believe maybe you can explain a little more that you believe that there is a Torah basis for anti-Zionism?
According to Judaism, even without, you don't have to be Jewish to understand that killing and stealing and oppressing an entire people is criminal. But even without any of these crimes, according to Judaism, this philosophy of Zionism to build a sovereign homeland for Jews is in total contrast of basics of Jewish belief. According to Judaism, we believe that Jewish people are in exile. This is a divine decree which we are required to accept and not fight the decree of God by any physical means. This philosophy of Zionism was not invented by followers of the Jewish religion. This was invented by secular people, heretics who refused to follow the tradition of their grandparents. For 2,000 years, all Jews throughout all generations accepted the decree of exile and understood that we are forbidden to end this by any physical means. This relatively new movement of Zionism is not only not Judaism, it is the contrast of Judaism. It is turning their back to God and His religion. Let's look what we are seeing in front of our eyes. We see a secular movement. The state of Israel, they don't even claim to be religious. They don't even claim to follow the Jewish religion. And those people who refuse to follow Judaism misuse the Jewish religion in order to justify crimes forbidden in this very religion. This is true hypocrisy.